Hunter Dobbins took to social media last night and gave a fairly interesting injury update. You guys can read right here. Should have a normal spring training. Main reason I'm going to do this is to show people I'm not going to miss any time if all goes well. Now, if you don't remember, Hunter Dobbins tore his ACL in July of this year, didn't get surgery until August. That would be a 6-month recovery, miraculous ACL recovery, if he's full go, ready to go for spring training. We're going to talk about that and project the 2026 Red Sox rotation in today's video. But before we do that, are you pumped that Hunter Dobbins is going to be back soon? Because like I said, a 6-month recovery from an ACL surgery is crazy. If you're excited that Dobbins is going to be back, all I want you to do is go down and like today's video. Can we get 100 likes on today's video? Show some love to the Rook and like today's video. Welcome into the Red Sox Rundown. I'm your host, Jack Lautaret. Let's just get right into it. As I mentioned, Hunter Dobbins took to social media last night. He posted this tweet first. He said, quick question. Since I keep seeing people say I'm going to be out for most of next season, would anyone enjoy updates about rehab and what the process entails? A few people responded and they said, yeah, let us know. Is that true? Are you going to miss a majority of the season? And then he posted this, replying to one of the commenters. He said, I should have a normal spring training. The main reason why he sent the original tweet was because he wanted to show people he's not going to miss any time if all goes well. All I got to say about this is incredibly surprising, nonetheless, and also awesome. Hunter Dobbins was one of the biggest surprises of 2025, and like I already mentioned, he tore his ACL in July. He didn't get surgery until August. That's what, a 6-month recovery? Back in the day, not even back in the day, like a few years ago, ACL tears were an instant year recovery. You weren't going to see the person for a year at least. 6 months, and obviously, medical technology and medical advances over the last, decade or so have been incredible. But 6 months after getting ACL surgery to have a normal spring training is absolutely fantastic. And like I already mentioned, Hunter Dobbins was one of the biggest surprises of 2025. Like, he was a rookie in 2025. And the stats, look, they're not going to jump off the page. 61 innings, 4.13 ERA, 45 strikeouts, 17 walks, a FIP of 3.87. It's not, he's not a world beater. And like I've already said, his numbers, they don't scream off the page. But there was a time in the middle of this season where he was a crucial part of the rotation. A crucial part of the middle of your rotation that, was good, but like the bottom of the rotation, we didn't know what the hell was going on. Dobbins was pitching better than Walker Buehler for a majority of the time that he was pitching. You can also throw Richard Fitz into that category as well. He was, although the stats don't jump off the page, a really big surprise. Well, we all know what happened after that, though. Like we've already mentioned, the aforementioned torn ACL. And it wasn't just Hunter Dobbins. And we'll get into that in a second. But I do want to show some love to Dobbins. Got to meet him at Fenway Park when I was there in the summer. Really nice guy. Answered a few questions, took a photo. Really great guy. I think he's going to have a spot in this rotation for years to come. We're going to talk about my rotation here in a few minutes, but show some love to Hunter Dobbins. Let's hope that recovery continues to go well. He said all has to go well for him to be ready for spring training. So let's put the good vibes out. Spam your 73s in the comments down below. That is his jersey number. You show him the love, and let's hope that his recovery really does take as quickly as he claims it might. So like I already mentioned, you know what happened. Everyone just got hurt. All the pitchers. And that was kind of one of the biggest sticking points for the Red Sox this year was you walk into the year with a lot of depth. So much depth that you traded away Quinn Priester before the season even started. And he's starting games for the Brewers in the playoffs right now. But you had Tanner Houck. Well, He got Tommy John. You're not going to see him at all next year. You had Kutter Crawford. He didn't play for you at all last year. He had a knee injury, then he had a wrist injury. Hunter Dobbins tears his ACL. Richard Fitz has that, nervitis, whatever that was, in his arm. Dustin May, he has a forearm injury. And then you get to the end of the season, you get to the playoffs. Lucas Giolito, who was supposed to be your third starter, he missed the entire playoffs with an elbow injury as well. You may never see him again in a Red Sox uniform because he's probably going to be a free agent this year. Like, you went from having some of the best pitching depth in all of baseball to this being your playoff rotation. This was your playoff rotation. Garrett Crochet, of course, he's your ace. Brayan Bello, yeah, that makes sense. Connelly Early, who made 4 major league starts. Kyle Harrison, who you traded for in the Rafael Devers trade, spent the entire year in AAA and made like 1 start at the big league level before the playoffs. And we didn't even know if that was going to be the 4th guy. We didn't even get to a game 4, so we have no idea. This was your playoff rotation. Like that you had a lot of injuries this year that really shaped how your rotation looked. However, I think we saw a lot of really good signs from a lot of these pitchers that is going to shake up the rotation in 2026. And coming up, I'm going to project the 2026 rotation. So stick with me for that. But before we do, 7,000 subscribers is the next milestone, ladies and gentlemen. We got 6,000 before the playoffs started. They had a quick exit, unfortunately, but it's crunch time. This might be even more important of a time than the season, because whatever happens in the next 6 months, 4 months, however many months until spring training, whatever happens in those months is going to set the Red Sox for the next year, 2 years, 3 years. I think this is going to be one of the most critical off seasons we have in the next decade. You're not going to want to miss it. Lock in, ladies and gentlemen. Lock in. Let's get to 7,000 subscribers as soon as possible. 671 people need to hit that sub button. We're bringing you daily Red Sox coverage, short form, long form, community posts, all of the above. We might go live at some point this offseason if something crazy happens. You don't want to miss it. Join the community. Join the Red Sox Rundown right now. All right, let's project the Red Sox 2026 rotation. It's obvious who your number 1 is going to be. It's Garrett Crochet. it's Garrett Crochet. I mean, the numbers this year are just, they're incredible. And everyone has to remember, by the way, this was Garrett Crochet's first season as a starter with no limits, no training wheels, no nothing. He went full steam ahead. 205 1/3 innings pitched, 2.59 ERA, 255 strikeouts, which led all of Major League Baseball. 46 Ks. That ratio is ridiculous. It's awe-inspiring. And a FIP of 2.89. Crochet has an argument for Cy Young this year. It's either him or Skubal. I think Skubal is inevitably going to end up winning it, but nonetheless, Crochet is your ace for years to come. So that's the least surprising person on this list. Garrett Crochet is going to be your number 1. He's going to be your ace for the next, 8 years that you extended him beyond? We're in good hands at the top of our rotation. Number 2's got to be an external player. This is one of my biggest needs coming into the offseason. It's not my biggest need. It's probably my second biggest need. But you need to get a 1A, a 1B, or number 2 starter. And there's a decent amount of options. Let's look at the free agent options first. This is just a few. There's quite a few pitchers that are out there. Not all of them are great. I don't actually think this class is that great in general. But Dylan Cease is by far the number 1. He's the belle of the ball. If you're going to pay for one, you want to get Dylan Cease. I like Freddy Peralta. I'm very bullish on him. Michael King's another option. Zac Gallen's another option. You've got Ranger Suarez. There's also, again, a plethora of other pitchers that you could go after. Framber Valdez, but he's a crappy teammate, so I really wouldn't do that. But there's plenty of other pitchers you could go after as well. But honestly, I think if the Red Sox can do anything, it's going to be a trade. They did it with Crochet last offseason, and you've got a lot of players that were connected to the Sox at the trade deadline, will be cheaper in the offseason, and these are the 5. You've got Joe Ryan, Sandy Alcantara, MacKenzie Gore, Mitch Keller, Edward Cabrera. Again, they were all linked to the Red Sox at some point at the trade deadline. I would assume they're linked in the offseason as well. It's obvious. Just trade for Joe Ryan, Craig. Just do it. Hell, we thought the Red Sox traded for Joe Ryan like for 5 minutes right before the deadline when Yahoo Sports and I think it was like, Fox Sports tweeted out pictures that said the Red Sox had traded for Joe Ryan. And they just got duped and read a tweet wrong, and we all had heart attacks. They've already started the conversation. That's the thing that's so valuable about this. The Red Sox, according to all reports, went all in on Joe Ryan at the deadline. So much so that they tunnel visioned on him, and you ended up with Dustin May, who wasn't even on the postseason roster. That's how much they tunnel visioned on Joe Ryan. That actually gives them an advantage going into the offseason. You've started the conversation. You've gotten into deep talks already. There's no need to start from square one like a bunch of other teams have to. You already have felt them out. You already know what they're looking for. Make it happen. Make it happen. You did it with Crochet last offseason. Do it with Joe Ryan this offseason. You've got one of the most lethal 1-2 punches in all of baseball. I just gave you 5 names. There are more, but you let me know. Name a pitcher you want the Red Sox to acquire. And please, for the love of all that is good in this world, do not say Paul Skeens. It's not happening. I'm sorry. It will not happen. Do not say Paul Skeens. Other than that, name a pitcher you want the Red Sox to acquire down below in the comments. Number 3 is Brayan Bello. I think this is another obvious one. Brayan Bello is not good enough to be a 2, but he's not bad, like so bad that he's a 3 or a 4. He's gotten better every year that he's been in the league. Like, his rookie season in 2022. It's a rookie season, only 57 1/3, 4.71 ERA. He looked all right. His first full season in 2023, better than his rookie season. Brought that ERA down to 4.29, 132 Ks. In 2024, he upped his workload a little more. That ERA was a little bit higher, but he also upped the Ks, but also his walks went up. I think 2025 has been by far his best season in his career. He upped his innings again, even while having an injury at the beginning of the season. He brought his ERA down an entire tick. Didn't have as many Ks, but he also brought down the walk number. I think Bello is a solid number 3 starter for Boston. I think the biggest thing that Bello showed this season had nothing to do with the stats or the performance on the field. What it had to do with was his maturity. The main issue that I think we've all had with Bello since he's been called up to the big league roster is his maturity. Anytime anything would go wrong, you would see it in his body language. He would instantly crumble. He would instantly give up more walks and hits and give up more runs. He would crumble like that, like at the snap of a finger. He didn't do that this year. He showed great composure. He showed awesome maturity. And he showed that he is starting to grow up a little bit. And again, he brought his ERA down an entire tick. That's significant. So look, I think Bello is a very solid number 3. He's not a number 2. You need to get a number 2. But I'm happy to have him as the number 3 starter in our rotation. Moving on. Talked about this in yesterday's video, which nobody watched. So if you haven't watched yesterday's, I did superlatives for the 2025 season. Y'all should go watch. I'm going to leave that video linked in the comments. Y'all should go watch that video. It's Connelly Early. I think a lot of people are probably going to be surprised by this. I have Connelly Early as my number 4 starter for the Red Sox next year. He was my biggest surprise on the Red Sox. I mean, look at the stats. Now, look, 19 1/3 innings. I get it. Not a big sample size at all. A 2.33 ERA, 29 Ks, only 4 walks, and this is in major league. This is a major league competition, and a FIP of 0.91. I get it, 19 1/3 innings, but that's incredible. That's incredible. Early burst onto the scene late this year. He again. I talked about in yesterday's video, I'm not as in tune on prospects. I'm getting better. I'm learning more. But Early was not on my radar until right before he was called up. So for me, he burst onto the scene. And he was fantastic. His pitchability is awe-inspiring. He knows how to pitch. Now look, a lot of people are going to say, but Jack, what happened in the wild card game? And if you box score hunt, like I know a lot of people do, and that's perfectly fine, you'd say Early had a bad game, 3 2/3, 6 hits, 4 runs, only 3 of them were earned, 6 Ks and a walk. And a lot of people will say, Jack, that's a bad outing, especially in the playoff game. I want to be abundantly clear. That stat line's not Connelly Early's fault. Connelly Early pitched a really damn good game. He probably could have gone longer in the game. But Alex Cora, in game 3, it's a must win. So you had to get to the bullpen. But that wasn't his fault. That was the defense. There was key miscommunications, key errors that led to those runs that were not counted as errors, so those runs went on his stat line. That stat line is not his fault. But I firmly, firmly believe that Connelly Early has earned a spot in the 2026 rotation. You can agree with me, you can disagree with me, but I think after what we've seen, if he continues to get better in the offseason, if he has a really strong spring training, he's earned a spot. I truly, truly believe it. Number 5 is a battle royale of your internal players. You've got a lot of them. And I mean a lot of them. Hunter Dobbins, apparently, according to him, is going to have a normal spring training. Again, if everything goes well with his rehab. You've also got Richard Fitz, who's recovering from his injury. Kutter Crawford, hopefully, is good to go. You've also got Patrick Sandoval waiting in the wings, who you signed last offseason but was recovering from an arm injury, so he didn't pitch at all. You've got him as an option. And then you've also got Kyle Harrison. These are all options that I'd be perfectly happy giving shots as the number 5 in your rotation, and that could stamp their place as the number 5 in the rotation. Now, you're all probably going to ask, Jack, what about Peyton Tolley? I love Peyton Tolley. I really do. I think he's going to be on this team for a long time. I think he's going to be very successful for a long time. He's not ready for the bigs. I think you send him down to AAA and you keep developing him. And that's something that we've said. That's something that I've said. Peyton Tolley right now is a thrower of the baseball. He's not a pitcher. Connelly Early's a pitcher. Connelly Early knows how to pitch. He knows how to sequence. He knows how to tunnel. Peyton Tolley throws his fastball really hard and really fast. He has not developed the secondaries like Connelly Early has. So if Tolley can go down, continue to develop, continue to work on his arsenal, and develop some of those secondaries even more, maybe he's a midseason call-up. Maybe he cements that number 5 spot. But for now, I would send him back down to AAA and have him keep developing. Or put him in the bullpen. It's up to you. I don't know. Who do you think should be the Red Sox number 5 starter? You let me know down below in the comments. You could say an external option. I think it'll be someone internal. You've got a lot of options internally. So you let me know. Who do you think should be the Red Sox number 5 starter? That's where we're ended, folks. Thank you all so much for taking the time to watch this video. I really do appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow with another video. I've got a few ideas of what I want to talk about. It's going to be exciting, so don't miss out on that. We'll also have a short tomorrow for you as well on the latest Red Sox news and rumors. Don't miss out. Like I said, help us get to 7,000 subscribers as soon as possible. That's where we're going to end it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. And until next time, go Sox.